Thanks for tuning in to Black Willow Lawn Care. Today's podcast is about having a bit of PTSD from dealing with customers that just demand way too much from you. I have a perfect example from the other day. I went to a customer's house and it was on a Saturday. And I've had these customers now for all season long. I haven't had an issue with them from the start. Everything's been peachy. I went to the property before this incident happened to do a shrub trimming. While I was there, I noticed the husband coming out every 5 minutes. It was getting ridiculous. He's telling me that I need to trim the shrubs shorter, and I'm trying to tell him, look, if I go any further, this is going to be a pathetic bushwhack bush. It's going to look absolutely no good. It's going to look terrible. And he proceeded to tell me, no, it'll be okay. Go, keep going, keep doing it anyway. Cut more, cut more. So I cut more, I'm trimming away. And before you know it, I cut way too much off. And he's cool with that. He's like, yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Well, you could kill the bush if you cut way too much off. And that's exactly what was going to happen. We cut way too much off. I went against my better judgment. I compromised my service. He kept coming out and bothering me. He wanted to keep me on the property for a good amount of time. He and his wife did not want me to mow and hedge trim within 4 to 5 hours. They wouldn't have been satisfied with 6 hours, and they would have been content with 8, but anything over is what their expectations were. They wanted me there for 10 hours from sun up to sundown, doing multiple different services for less than $130. And so that was the price that I quoted them to do the scope of work I did the year before. When I got there, I realized they were changing the scope of work. During the hedge trimming, the husband comes out for the last time and tells me to cut a bush that I had previously shaped beautifully. It's apparent that I shaped this bush. You couldn't not tell that I'd cut this bush. I mean, come on. It was 3 feet higher before, and now it's 3 feet lower and looks perfectly sculpted. Before it looked like ass. Now it looks purely gorgeous. So there's no excuse for you to come outside and then tell me that I need to cut that. You're full of shit. And you're trying to keep me on the property longer because you're trying to get the maximum use out of me, which I get it. I understand. But that's not how this works. And I had to tell the customer that in a nice way. And he went inside and told his wife. And then his wife comes out and proceeds to tell me, how come in the text you've never mentioned hours before? How come you've never mentioned 4 budgeted hours or 3 budgeted hours? And I said, I was trying to give you guys a really good deal and be patient with you guys and kind, and I thought you guys would get the hint that I don't need to be watched like a hawk. I don't need you guys coming out every 10 minutes to spy on me or to tell me what I need to do. At one point, the husband came out with 2 rakes and started telling me I should use the buddy system and rake the leaves together with the 2 rakes. Now, as long as there's no thorns, I have no problem grabbing big old handfuls of shrubs. Even if I draw blood, that's okay. That's old-fashioned hard work. We expect to be left alone and trusted to do work. That's not what was going on here. He's coming out telling me how to scoop up stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, you come out here one more time, buddy, and you're fired. And not only did he come out again to tell me what to do, he was an ignorant ass about it. So I had to tell the customer, hey, look, I cannot continue doing this for you. Not for this price. We're going to have to renegotiate, because he also wanted me to do a leaf removal service. There was piles and piles of leaves. It would have been another 5 hours worth of work to do this service. But this man did not care, neither did his wife. So when the wife came out, she started getting belligerent with me. And I'm a nice guy about it. Our time is allocated for so many hours. So this shrub trimming job is for 4 hours. If you have extra bushes, we're going to have to do it differently. In the future, guys, it's a good idea to have contracts. Make sure in the contract, each bush, each tree is accounted for. Because if they're not, trust that these people are going to get shiesty on you. Oh, what about this bush way over there in the field? You need a pair of binoculars to see them. It's way off in the yonder, this bush. It's over there. You'll find it past the rainbow. Down the yellow brick road. Click your heels together 3 times and say there's no place like home. And then say Beetlejuice 3 times while you're at it. And the tree will magically appear. And that's exactly the type of cryptic ass crap that I do not want to deal with in my business, and neither should you. So be smart and be strong, and don't be afraid to tell customers no. I had to fire these customers over the weekend. And for the customers that want extra and are trying to squeeze services out of you, that'll only work for a season. And then that person is going to get tired of dealing with the crap. Anybody undercutting you and trying to get free service out of you, please don't deal with that. Just sever the relationship, sever ties, and run. And find a better client that pays more. Your ideal client is going to be someone that absolutely has no problems, no red flags. It's basically, come to my property, you quote, and they accept. That is a good customer. And then if you got them on a weekly basis, that customer, you treat them like family. You do not neglect their needs, because the weekly customer that pays the amount you ask for is good as gold. So that's just a few gems here. And there's plenty more to come. So be sure to tune in to Black Willow Lawn Care for more content. Like, share, and subscribe.